I got asked a question, a really interesting question. How do you process your thoughts to express yourself correctly? And my answer to that question kind of guided it through in my head a little bit, and I wanted to share it with yourself because I think it's something really interesting. We're all asked questions all the time, and instinctively I think we need to answer those questions really quickly when we don't. And when we do go to answer them really, really quickly, it becomes really difficult for ourselves to do ourselves justice when expressing. So the very first thing I'd say to anybody when they're asked a question is to slow everything down. So if they're asked a question, don't be afraid to say that's a good question, or I don't quite actually understand your question. Could you perhaps, could you ask it again? Or could you give me an idea of what kind of an answer you're looking for? So what that does is, it allows you to take in the question that they've asked, and your head will go to work on that. You're then slowing things down to give yourself a little bit more time. And then in asking them to perhaps ask the question again, or perhaps give an idea of what kind of an answer they're looking for, that helps you really focus in on what the person in front of you is actually looking for when they're asking you that question. Remembering a lot of the time, people don't do themselves justice when they're expressing whatever it is that they're looking for. So sometimes people do need to be asked 2 or 3 times too. But that process for me is fantastic because, as I said, it slows things down. It gives yourself a bit of time to process. It helps you focus in, so whenever you do go to answer, you precisely hit that question on the head. And that for me has been really, really functional, because when you're standing up, when you're doing a talk, and literally people are firing different questions at you left, right and center, if you don't know how to process that, that can be really, really stressful. And it shouldn't be, actually. It should be really fun. If you're asked a question, it's the opportunity to really do some value and do some service for people, and at the same time show off. I don't mean to say show off too boastfully, but it's a really nice feeling when you can hit the nail on the head and give people, as I said, that value. So to give yourself that time, don't be afraid to slow the process down. You don't have to jump to an answer right away. Don't be afraid to ask the person to ask the question again in a different way, and give an idea of what kind of an answer they're looking for, or an exemplary answer. That will help you, as I said, really process things correctly and hit the nail on the head and do yourself justice.